Hello, this is the daily forex report for August 30th. We are looking at the U.S. Japanese yen pair first. This pair has had a pretty high move up, right into the middle of some previous sideways movement, some sideways range we had. It did pull back significantly prior to closing today, closing down. We are looking for it to continue moving sideways with the bias that is sideways. Look for it to potentially go as high as 86.31. Possibly as low as 83.25. Look for some resistance around 85.75 and look for some support around 84.25. Okay, now looking at the Euro USD pair, this pair gapped up, did close that gap fairly quick, still heading to the downside. Overall moving sideways, but biased is definitely to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 128.43. Possibly as low as 125.25. Look for some resistance around 127.75 and look for some support around 126.05. Okay, now the pound US dollar pair, it gapped up as well, did close down, is moving sideways, biased to the downside. Look for it to potentially go as high as 156.55, possibly as low as 153.12. Look for some resistance around 155.75 and look for some support around 154.25. Okay, now looking at the US Swiss, this particular pair closed down. It's moving sideways, biased to sideways. Could have a potential breakout to the downside though, so definitely be aware of that. Look for it to potentially go as high as 103.69, possibly as low as 101.72. Look for some resistance around 103.09 and look for some support around 102.15. Now, as far as news announcements go, we got a lot going on. We have the European Central Bank releasing the German unemployment numbers at 3:55 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is that it's held at negative 20K. We also have the Canadian dollar releasing their quarterly GDP for the second quarter at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is year to date that it's dropped from 66.1% to 2.5%, which of course would be not very good news for the Canadian dollar. We also have the U.S. releasing their consumer confidence for August at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, showing a move from 50.4 to 51. Could be good news for the U.S. dollar. We also have the Australian dollar releasing their GDP results for the quarter as well as year to date at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. The consensus on the quarter is that it's moved higher from 0.5% to 0.9%. And overall year to date showing a move from 2.7 to 2.8%. So this could be good news for the Australian dollar. Now, what am I looking at over the next session or so? Let's take a look at the pound US dollar pair. It has created a swing trade setup over the past couple of sessions. We are looking for this particular pair, if we do get a pullback, to break to the upside, and we could see it go right into this area of support and resistance that we previously had, this area of sideways movement. We had good amount of resistance here and a good amount of support here, which is right in line with the actual buy area that we'd be looking at. First main area to grab would be right here, which is a pretty quick, I do realize, pretty quick exit. But the next one, of course, would be up in this area. So just to kind of show you what that looks like from a pip standpoint, we got a move up of about 35 pips and then into this area of about 100. So definitely look for this one, definitely one you could go to break even on. Let's go ahead and back out as well. Take a look at what's going on with this pair overall. If we wanted to, we could go ahead and drop a fib line on it, fib retracement. Maybe gain even a little more information. from the weekly time frame. If you notice that we have a potential, let's see if we can drop down now. Take a look at it. You can see we have a 23.6% retracement level right here. So that may be another area that you want to take a look at. It's pretty quick, about 18, 17 pips be a good place to go to break even, then see if it'll continue on up and then on up again. So using Fibonacci retracement on the week time frame, dropping down to the day, even to the 4 hour, you can get a much better look at what's going on and be able to pinpoint your trades a little bit better. Well, that about does it for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.